Jenny Boom Boom, DJ Michi's here. Hi,
What's
Meech.
up? What's up? What's up?
And today we have Jason Black and ROSALIND Copeland here from the Community Renewal Team. How are you doing there, folks?
So good.
We are great. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Really appreciate the time today. Thank you both.
Oh, anytime.
Absolutely.
Okay, so talk to us about voter registration. How's it going there, Jason?
Yeah, now's the time, right? If you have not yet registered to vote here in Connecticut, you still have time to do it. Voter registration, you can register up until the 27th of October is the deadline. And then, as everybody should know by now, federal election, national election, and then local elections as well, happening on November 3rd. So about a week or so after that. But there's still time to get registered. You can do that registration by mail. So you don't have to, go in and talk to people if you don't want to, interact with folks right now. But super important, make some time and get yourself registered to vote if you are not already on that list. There's plenty of time to do it, and you can be a part of the decision making that's going to happen in November, which is shaping up to be probably the most critical election of our lifetimes.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So quickly, I can't believe that you can actually register to vote all the way up to that date, considering November 3rd is the date of the election.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's actually really a very generous policy as far as that goes. And you can make sure, and you can register. So here's the other thing too, if you want to make sure that you're going to vote absentee or vote by mail, which are the same thing, no matter what some people will tell you, those are in fact the same thing, whether you're voting absentee or vote by mail. That's part of this process as well. And you basically, there'll be like a checkbox where you say, look, you don't have to have COVID, but if COVID is the reason that you don't want to go to a polling place, right, because you're worried, right, you don't want to expose yourself to strangers, vote by mail, vote absentee. You are allowed to do that in this election.
Absolutely.
And get yourself ready. If you are not already registered to vote, if you are 18 years of age or older, living in Connecticut, living in the United States, and you are eligible, take a few minutes and do it. It's super easy. It's your obligation. It's your right as a citizen to vote. And we hope everybody's going to take some time to do that. Thank you. Yeah.
So what are some of the restrictions as far as voting, though? Wasn't it, Meech, you were talking about this the other day, Mike Tyson, he's going to vote for the first time ever?
Yeah.
Because he was a convicted felon.
Mm.
So he thought he couldn't do it. So what are some of the restrictions on voting?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously age restrictions, right? 18 and over. And there are, and you'd have to check with this on a state by state basis. There have been restrictions in the past for those who, if you were convicted and you did spend time in jail, you will have, for at least for a period of time, you may have lost your right to vote. But a lot of those individuals, they are now eligible once again. A lot of work's been done in the past year or so nationwide to help ensure that people who had been incarcerated, that they now once again have that right to do so. It's a really big point, and you're right. There are people who they may very well have thought, I can't do it, right? I'm not allowed anymore.
Right.
But that's just not the case. And so if for any reason you're not registered, or maybe you voted in the past, and for whatever reason you're thinking, I don't want to do this again. It's too much work. It's a lot of bother. This year is not the year to sit it out, right?
Right.
You've got, and no matter where you fall on the right, whether you sit on the left or the right, or that's your call, right? That's your thing. But if you don't vote, you can't bitch and moan about it after, right?
Right, yeah. So, I mean, the smaller elections are actually the most important elections.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the presidential election is not even as important as picking out who the folks around you are going to be.
Yeah, that's right.
Whether in the Senate or the representatives or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
there's Senate races, there's congressional races, and there's probably, in many cases, many municipalities and towns, there's going to be local races that'll be happening. And so, yeah, and that's something it's interesting too, right? When you get the completed ballot for your district or where your voting area is, it'll vary based on who is up for election in your area, right? So there'll be a congressional rep to vote for, there'll be a senator to vote for, there'll be the president and vice president, but there'll be, all these what they call down ballot parts of the, and you have to read the whole thing, right? Or you could miss it, and you might not, you might vote for the folks at the top, but then you didn't even realize there's people down the line that you should be thinking about as well.
Right.
So yeah, it's a real opportunity right now for everyone to take some time, learn about your local candidates, learn about what's happening in your community, and make sure you're registered to vote. You can do that registration, as we said at the beginning, up until the 27th of October.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, Meech, I know you're registered to vote.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Man.
both went and voted for the primary. Can I tell you something?
Did you go in person or did you do it by mail?
I went in person.
Yeah, I went in person too.
You did?
Yeah,
okay.
we both went in person because you got to get the sticker.
Yeah.
The sticker is the most fun part.
Right.
But we went in, like me and my significant other went in to vote, and we didn't realize it was only that one question for, for the primary.
Right.
And so I'm like in there and it feels really thick, like the piece of paper. And I'm trying to like pull it apart. Cause I'm like, where's the other people I'm supposed to vote for? And I literally spent like 5 minutes. Me and Dick were both like pulling the thing apart. And Max, our son's just looking at us like, you two look crazy. And I finally said to the lady, I go, where's all the other questions? She goes, there's only one question. So I'm like, oh, okay, But the thing about it is, and I don't know how you feel about it, Meech, but I know that I used to get super nervous before I had to vote because, you don't do it very often.
Right.
So when you kind of build up a little butterflies, like, oh my gosh, am I going to remember how to do it? But the thing I always find when you go into these polling spots is that people are really helpful.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, the folks who are going to be there as poll workers that day, if you do decide to go in on November 3rd on election day and do your voting in person, they can walk you through it. I mean, they're not going to tell you how to vote, right? They're not allowed to do that. But they can, if you have questions about the ballot itself, they should be able to help you with that. And actually, what I remember seeing at my polling places in the past, they'll take whatever the ballot is for that particular session that year, and they blow up a big like poster-sized copy of it, and they stick it on the wall as you're waiting, right? So while you're waiting to go through the line, you can at least see it, and you're like, oh, there's lots of stuff on here that I have to answer, and you can kind of be ready. I'm going to vote by mail. I'm not really ready to go sit there. Although my fiance and I we've been talking about maybe volunteering as poll workers on election day, because they need volunteers. That's the other thing. If you have time on election day, on November the 3rd, in your local community, if you can take half a day, or if you can take the whole day off, and you can go, and if you're comfortable, right, being out in public like that, to be a poll worker, and those are actually paid gigs for the day. Like you get a day
Maybe
rate,
I should do it.
Right? I don't know what they pay, but it's
I'm
paid.
looking for a job.
A little side hustle, right? But you can do that, and it's a huge thing, and your town will be very, very grateful if you do, because they're always looking for people to help out with that. And and you sit there and you help cross off the names as people come through, and you walk them, say go that way, right? And they go to their little box to fill out their poll or their ballot, and yeah, it's a good thing. But again, if you're not comfortable, the vote by mail, vote absentee, that is an option to you, and you can do that this year as well. Yeah.
Okay, so as far as voting, and you said through mail, there's been all these conspiracies going around that this is just not safe. This is not the thing that you should be doing in this election. So do you want to ease some minds here, Jason, that
Sure,
this is actually a safe thing?
It's totally safe. And
Okay.
anything that you've heard from leadership in our government today to try to convince you otherwise is a lie.
Okay.
Straight up. Like it is not true what we have been hearing from those who are trying to convince you otherwise. It is perfectly safe to vote by mail. It is legal to vote by mail. And if you choose to do so, if you're registered to vote that way, you're going to get an official ballot in the mail, just like you would if you went to the polling place. You need to return it on time, right? That's important. It is recommended. Most of the towns now and cities, when you go to like the town hall, they'll have a secure ballot box outside of the building where you can deposit your vote.
Oh,
right?
so you don't have to put a stamp on it and mail it
No,
through the Postal Service if you don't
That's
want
right.
to.
Yeah, if you're concerned and because the Postal Service things have been slower than they should be, right, recently and stuff like that, that you can avoid all of that. You just take that ballot that you've completed, make sure it's sealed up properly in the envelope, drop it off in the secure box, and that box is safe and it's protected, and there's going to be video cameras on that box because they don't want people messing with that, right? And then come election day, they're gonna all of that stuff's gonna get pulled out and counted, and you're good to go, and you're perfectly safe to vote by mail. And it's your right if that's what you would prefer to do. If you're not comfortable for some reason going to a polling place on election day, and however you do it, right? Whether you're comfortable going in person or if you'd rather vote absentee, vote by mail, the choice is yours. It's your right to do it, and you should exercise that right.
Okay, so I don't really think I know the process of even trying to get this ballot from. Does it just come, or do you have to?
You do have to request it.
Okay.
Through the state of Connecticut, and then they will send it to you. And it comes that we actually have them here at home because we have to fill ours out for our vote by mail requests. And you send that back in, and then probably a week or so before the election, they're going to come to us in the mail, and we'll be able to cast that ballot as long as it's either postmarked or in one of those safe, secure ballot boxes by election day. It's going to get counted, right?
Okay.
I mean, that's one of the concerns as well, is that because so many people are expected to vote by mail this time around with the national election, we may not know that night who the winner is, right? Because I
have a feeling it's going to be going on for a while. Actually, there's going to be a recount, 10 recounts.
Challenges, and that part's going to be ugly, right?
Yeah.
But
you can count on that.
Yeah, but your vote is going to be counted,
okay,
right? And whether you do it at the polling place and it happens very quickly,
right,
or if you decide to do it as part of the vote by mail absentee process, it's still going to get counted. It may not be counted the same day, right? But it's part of that overall count, and it's going to happen. And people should know that it's safe and it's secure and it is perfectly legal, right? Anyone who says otherwise is lying to you.
Jason's like this. I'm being serious right now. Everything you've been hearing is a lie.
Yes. And I don't want to get in, right? I don't want to go into the politics.
I know.
Right. You probably know where I sit, right? But
I have an old saying in my family: "What's right is right."
There you go.
Right. I mean, so
That's
it's a good thing that you're telling folks that, because there's a lot
Beautiful.
of conspiracy theorists out there
and
that grasp onto
Mhm.
anything that they're hearing at this point. So it's good that you are making that clear, that it is perfectly safe, it is perfectly legal, and you can't vote twice because that's illegal also.
Right.
No. Oh, and let's talk about that.
You were talking about that on the air the other day.
I was just about to bring that up because I was like, it's a lot of that going around. The whole like, oh, you can vote here, you can vote here. Like, you can't vote twice.
Yeah, no, you
cannot
can't.
vote twice. And for anybody to suggest that you can or that you should, because there have been suggestions from leadership who said, yeah, vote by mail and then go to the polling place and vote again, right? For this person to say that to the public, that is a criminal thing to say,
right?
And encouraging people to commit a crime, and should not be allowed. The fact that certain folks have gotten away with making that statement publicly, repeatedly, in public forums, it's outrageous. And it really, it's the worst kind of thing to think about. And it undermines the entire value of this democratic process, right? To think, it makes it a joke, right? And it's not what it's a very serious thing. It's a serious obligation, and people should take it seriously. You get to vote once. Only once.
Just one time.
Right.
Will they catch it though if you did vote twice?
Yes, they would.
Okay. I'm just wondering.
Bet they would. Absolutely.
Because that might be the scam of the year right there.
Right.
No, they'll catch it.
Okay.
It will not happen. You will not be allowed to vote twice.
Okay. Will you go to jail?
You could probably be fined and face prison time, I'm sure. It's a felony.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So again,
don't do it. Vote once.
Just with registering to vote. For the people that are not registered yet. So it's you said again a walk-in situation or a mail-in situation.
It's walk-in, mail-in, and I think you can request them online. I'm going to check real quick.
Okay, I was going to ask, is it an online option?
So if you go to voterregistration.ct.gov, .gov, that states it's an online vote. You can register online to vote.
Okay.
Right. You do the whole thing from the comfort of your computer or your smartphone, and the site is available to you in English and in Spanish. And you're good.
So wait, you don't even need the piece of paper then?
No, register online.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Boom, done.
You do it with a drink in your hand and be chilling.
Well, I mean, that's up to you, right? If that's how you roll.
It's a martini. It's an election martini.
This part is just the registration part, so that's probably safe. Right?
Okay.
You're not gonna...
Oh, it's not the voting.
No, this is the get registered part, right? This is the pre-voting, but this is the make sure you're allowed to vote part, right?
Okay, so go on that website if you want to, and then be sober when you actually go and vote.
That's right. One more time, it's voterregistration.ct.gov, and you'll see Denise Merrill's face there on the website. She's going to smile at you and say wave hi, and right, and it asks you right away English or Spanish, right, and then it walks you through it, and you register online, and you are good to go. You have until the 27th of October to get registered here in Connecticut.
Do you have to declare a party when you vote, like you register to vote? But you don't
have
have to, right?
So, no, you do not have to. Here's the one catch with that, Jenny, is if you want to vote in a primary,
yeah, you have to.
Which already happened, then you have to be declared either Democrat or Republican.
Right. Yeah.
But if you're an independent, right, a lot of people in Connecticut, they like to see themselves that way, and that's cool, right? You do not have to declare a party. But the only thing that means is that you then don't have access to the primary election. But
to help pick out who's going to actually run in the election.
Who's going to run your on behalf of your party if you have a party affiliation, right?
Yeah.
But again, at this point, primaries are over for most of us. It's certainly here in Connecticut. We're looking at the national elections on November 3rd. You can register as a party affiliation or choose to register independent, and that's entirely up to you. And God bless you for doing it, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I remember being during the primary, I remember being confused just because I'm guessing that was the first time I've ever voted during the primary. Because when I walked up to the doors, it was just like one door for Republican, one door for Democrat. So I walked up just super confused, like I never seen that before. But
it'll not be that way during the election day on November 3rd. It'll be one line. And so here's the thing, if you do plan to vote in person on November 3rd, and I know we've got a lot of other stuff to talk about, but just one more thing real quick. On November 3rd, if you're going to the polling place where you're allowed to vote, give yourself enough time. Right. It's going to be crowded. It's going to be a lot of people are going to be there, and it's going to take time, right? Bring yourself a snack, bring yourself a water, use the little boys' room before you have to stand in line for an hour. You're going to be in line. Yeah. Guaranteed.
Try to get there right when it opens if possible.
Yeah, if you can get there early, right? Get
in line with all the senior citizens.
Exactly. Yeah, they know. Right?
They know.
This is not their first rodeo.
Right. Hi, Rosalind. How are you there, my friend? We have Rosalind here.
I'm forgotten about you.
On the community renewal team. She's over there like.
Are you all done?
How you doing? Everything good?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here. There's so much information that we need to get out there that is extremely important for us to spread the message so that folks know the help is here. You just have to make a phone call, and I just want to be able to get out all the different options that we currently have, and more so with so many people being unemployed. I really want to try and reach those households who maybe in the past have never needed to apply for services, and I want them to know that they're here and that they're eligible. And even for households that are still fortunate enough to have income coming in, and maybe even more than one income, there's a good possibility those households qualify too. And so those are the things that I want to get into. I think a lot of times people assume because they own property or they have, two incomes coming in the household that they don't qualify, and that's not always the case. So I'll let Jason kind of just give you the guidelines really quick.
Right.
So are we talking about the energy assistance program?
We are.
Jason,
let's just back.
We'll start with that.
Yeah.
Right. We're going to focus on.
We'll start with that
because that's where Rosalind is our expert.
Okay.
Right. So one of the many services that CRT does provide on a regular basis, we help people to register and sign up for the state. The state of Connecticut every year has an energy assistance program, and it's incredible. As Rosalind started to say, it's available to thousands and thousands of households, whether you own your home or if you rent your home, you're eligible as well. There are income requirements that apply, as Rosalind suggested, but they're actually very, very generous. So for instance, for a household of 4 people, the income level is up to like $72,000 and change.
Wow.
Right? So
that's awesome.
Right.
I'm gonna apply.
There's a lot of people who are qualified.
Come on down.
Right. A lot of people. And so, or if you're here, If you're a single person, you live on your own, the income level, it's 37,000 and change.
That's really
Still
good too.
pretty high, right? For a lot of folks. And again, yes, there are people who make more money and maybe they don't need this help. But here's the thing, to Rosalind's point, and Rosalind, you should talk about this more. This year, right, with COVID world, with the high unemployment rate that we're facing across the state, where we've got, you know, as of the summer, the jobless rate in the state of Connecticut was over 10%, right? More people are unemployed than in many, many years.
Than ever.
And those people are suffering, and those people are like, you got to be thinking, how am I going to pay these bills, right? How am I going to heat my home this winter? Right? Guess what? The state of Connecticut has this beautiful program, the Energy Assistance Program, and many, many people, thousands and thousands of people, families are qualified and eligible to receive these services, and they should really take advantage of that. Rosalind, go. Talk about it.
Yeah. So, I just lost my.
Your power?
Oh,
No, if you don't move
she's
well,
in one
if
of
you
those
don't move
rooms.
around.
Is your
you
light
don't
bill
move around-
high? Because mine is right now, Rosalind.
Right.
I got a
Well,
$700
all right.
light bill all of a
Oh
sudden.
my
I was like,
gosh.
what just happened,
well,
you know?
need to keep that up with Eversource.
I'm
because
back.
There's a
I'm
lot
back.
of people who have been receiving energy bills that are
Yeah.
ridiculous and problematic, and you should probably call with them to say, is this legit?
Okay,
'cause
Jason, I'm
people
gonna,
get-
I'm gonna call it, ask for a manager and scream at somebody.
You should.
And you
Honestly,
definitely
Jenny,
want to look at your supplier. Who do you have as a supplier? You want to look at that too. So I'm sorry about that. Everything is censored here, and so there's no movement.
It's
You
okay.
end up in the
No
dark.
worries.
So just to piggyback on what Jason was saying, I think that a lot of people are under this impression that you have to make zero to no money to qualify for these programs, and that's just not the case. In addition to the Light Heat program, the Energy Assistance Program that we administer other programs as well. So that program operates at a 60% state median. So even if you were to apply for energy assistance and for whatever reason your household isn't eligible, we have another program that goes up to 75% with even higher guidelines, you know? So I just want to encourage people that please don't make the assumption. Give us a call, you know, hit up that 860-560-5800. And if you can't remember that, call 211. They'll lead you right to us. You know? And so I want to get out there the dates that we have coming up. We've all been under this, thanks to Pura, this moratorium protection period. And just really quick, moratorium is just a period of time where your utilities are protected from disconnection. So due to COVID, we have been under this emergency moratorium period. This period is coming to an end, okay? So on September 30th, that will lift, and folks will start seeing disconnection notices coming in the mail, and that means everything from electric, you know, to water to gas.
You mean the bill with the red line on it?
The bill with the red line that nobody wants to see, right? But I'm here to say, like, don't panic. We can help you with that. Give us a call. We can take care of that. We are providing ways where customers don't even have to come into the office. We're making it happen through fax, through email. By any means possible, we're getting these services to our communities. And I mean, you know, CRT covers 40 towns in Connecticut, and we can help you. Just give us a call, you know? So that moratorium is coming to an end on the 30th. And like I said, I don't want people to panic because there's so much that we can do to carry on that hardship and that protection that will protect you from disconnection. Pura has mandated these COVID-19 payment program enrollments. So you have until November 1st to enroll into some of these payment programs. And they're great. Some of them are 24 months that they give you to pay off your past due. They have, medical protection that you can discuss with your physician about. And also there are arrearage forgiveness programs that we can get you enrolled in. So the goal is, main thing, get you coded for hardship. Give us a call. We can get you coded for hardship. Once you're coded, it opens the door to so many other things. Like I said, those arrearage programs, you can literally take a balance. And I'm going to say this because I've seen it, I've done it, I've helped people with it. $20,000 balance. I can enroll you in a 12-month program.
Dang, I feel like I'm watching an infomercial right now.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, it's real. I've seen it, and I've been doing it for years. I can enroll you in a forgiveness program where that balance is divided by 12, and you're given a budget based on your usage. Your budget based on usage can be $100 a month. That $20,000 balance or whatever it is will be forgiven 1/12 every month for 12 months. All you got to do is pay your budget that covers your new bills coming out. Like, how it doesn't get better than that, right? So it's just a matter of reaching out. Give us a call. We will find something for you. The goal of my team is to assess the whole household and to find the program that best benefits your income bracket that you're in, your household, and then build a plan for you, not just to say, hey, here's a band-aid. No, we're trying to build a plan for you so that you're successful at the end of this program, you understand how it works, and that that you can get it done and that it's affordable. Even if you're given a budget, I put you in that program, but you say, hey, I have trouble paying this budget this month. Guess what? I have a program for that. I can help you. You know what I mean? There's another program where we can get you help, for these budget payments. And the same thing for our our heating assistance program. It doesn't stop there where Jason said, we get you this one lump sum. Yep. Once you get that qualifies you to be placed in a matching payment program. And that means that every time you pay your budget, that payment gets matched. So in essence, your 12 months of payments get matched as well as the CRT lump sum. So the help is there. There are many different programs. We have a great call center who are extremely informative, well-educated, and you just got to give us a call. And we'll get you to the right program.
The Community Renewal Team Energy Assistance Program is the way to go this winter, that's for sure.
And again, to be clear, it's the state of Connecticut's Energy Assistance Program.
Yes, state of Connecticut.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
We just administer it.
We help to administer it on their behalf, and we do that for Hartford County, Middlesex County. As Rosalind said, it's 40 cities and towns throughout central Connecticut that are qualified. Here's something that's kind of interesting too. It doesn't matter how you heat your home. Right? If you use oil or propane or gas or electric, or you can use wood pellets to heat your home. Yep. They're going to help you find a way to get that.
We're going to help you get that. That's
great.
We're going to help you get that.
Amazing. It is one of the best programs. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And it doesn't stop there. It's not just a matter of that one-time help. We educate you on how to just reduce the energy burden. And that is our goal, because honestly, we all know that it gets to, do I pay my light bill, my gas bill? Do I buy groceries? Yeah, and that's the reality that a lot of folks are living, and we just want to help ease that a little bit. So I just want to run down the dates really quick, and then I'll be done. That moratorium will be ending at the end of this month. So I encourage people, everyone, whether you're working, not working, call that 5800 number, and I'll let Jason will run down the numbers again, I'm sure, before we're done. The COVID-19 payment plans, the customers can get enrolled through November 1st for Eversource and through October 1st for CNG, SNG, and UI. And look, 24 months, no security deposits, no interest, and your account will be protected from disconnection as long as you pay that budget. So the programs are out there. I just want everyone to, give us a call, and don't stress about it, and don't make that decision. Am I buying groceries? Am I putting gas? Because your heating bill's insane, because we live in Connecticut, and we have those crazy winters, right? My heating bill alone can easily get to $450 easily.
A month?
A month.
Oh my God, Rosalind.
So
that's a lot of money.
Listen. teenagers will do that to you. So
Nah,
they'll
I
run
mean,
that heat all day.
I mean, put some socks and a sweater on. We're roughing it this winter. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But you don't have to.
Look,
That's the point of this.
Right, but Jenny,
No.
that is the point, right? Is
Yeah,
people don't
yeah.
have to rough it
Yeah.
this way, right? We know
Right,
winter's
right,
coming.
but-
Right? That's the expression.
Right,
Winter's
right.
coming, but don't be afraid of
Right.
that. And here,
Don't.
there are probably folks out there, folks who are listening, folks who you've never thought you were going to need this, right?
Right, yeah.
You've never been in this
Mhm.
situation before, and suddenly you find yourself in a situation where you're like, how the heck am I going to pay this
Right,
and all
yeah.
these other bills that I have going
It's
on?
so scary.
Don't be scared, right?
so
and
scary.
don't be
Don't.
embarrassed about it, right? Don't feel like
Nope.
this is not your fault,
Right.
right?
Nope.
Stuff happens. I'm sorry, I
Right.
almost went there. Stuff happens.
Jeez, Jason.
Things, I know. It's one of those. I haven't done radio in a little while, so I'm like,
Scaring me, Jason.
sorry. But the point being, Jenny, right? People's circumstances have changed this year for so many people.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
They find themselves in a hard place where maybe they weren't before,
Right.
and they're wondering, how am I going to get through this? How am I going? The Connecticut Energy Assistance Program is a lifeline to thousands and thousands of families every single year.
Yep.
CRT on an
Yep.
annual basis serves over 20,000 households every year with this
Mhm.
program. This year it's probably going to be
Mhm.
way.
But it's way
This is
more. I
awesome,
hope that
Rosalind.
we can reach as many
So,
households
and
as
there's-
possible.
yeah.
You know,
And
because
there's
in
two-
addition to getting them connected with energy assistance, it doesn't stop there. If the need is there, we connect them to other CRT resources
The programs,
that can. Oh, absolutely. It doesn't
Yeah.
just stop there. We connect them to other departments that can help them in other aspects of their life. Like that's the goal, holistic assistance. And, you know, I just want people to know that it's out there. And like Jason said, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed.
No one's gonna know. It's private.
Right, exactly. That's
So,
a
doesn't
great
matter.
point, Jenny. Thank
Yeah.
you. Everything is private.
Yeah.
We take that very seriously. You know, your information isn't going to be shared anywhere or anything like that.
Right.
And you know what? Most of us been paying taxes our whole lives.
Right. So you
practically.
owed it.
All right.
You're
So,
owed it.
you know
right,
what?
Rosalind?
Absolutely. Run me some of that money back, right?
Yeah,
you've
I
earned
agree.
it. Yeah.
Hey, Rosalind,
And
I know you're about to be done, but I just want to tell you I really like your hair and I'm jealous of it. So
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm
I
just
was a
gonna-
little bit worried because sometimes it's hard to tame. So you
oh,
know.
it looks good. It's nice. Looks good.
Thank
So
you.
Yeah.
Just quick shout out for Rosalind and her team at the Energy Assistance Department at CRT.
Thank
If
you.
you want to talk to them and you want to get help with this, if you want to find out if you're eligible, and again, a lot more people are eligible than maybe thought possible. Two quick ways you can do that. You can call us 860-560-5800. That's a hotline number. If you don't get a person during the day, you can leave a message there. They will call you back. They have representatives at the call center who speak English and Spanish, and they will hook you up and they will get you set. Also, if it's easier for you, you can just send an email. You send an email to the word energy at crtct.org. Energy at crtct.org, and you can say, help me with energy assistance, and either Rosalind or someone else on the team.
And you
is gonna
might just
back
get
you.
me.
Right.
Hey, Rosalind with the good hair.
Hey, and I'm bilingual too, so
Oh, okay.
you know.
Well, I don't speak Spanish, so that's not really helping me, but I wish I
They
did.
are-
I love that language. I don't know how to say too much though, just a little bit, but
Yeah.
But they're there for you.
Just so
and
they
this
know, you
program
know, se
will-
habla español.
yeah. Nice. All right.
this
Awesome.
access to this program now, I mean, and that's the thing. If you're worried about how am I going to pay these bills this winter, how am I going to get through, how am I going to heat my home this winter and keep the kids warm and keep them from having to wear 3 sweaters at the same time, right?
Right.
Call
Right.
that number 860-560-5800. Call the CRT Energy Assistance Hotline and get in the program. Now is the time to do it, right? Before it gets too cold and before you're in a panic or